Okay, so we're going to use those ideas you put on the Padlet as a starting place for those. You're now going to be searching for those terms that Maryanne's going to sort of walk us through, like how do we start searching, you know, how do we put ideas together? And we're going to use that as a starting place to look for some research articles. For the research paper, you're going to need 4 articles instead of, I think last time we just had 2, or you started with 2 and you picked 1. So one important note is that you're going to be looking for research articles that are broad and general. So for example, you're going to find, let's say you are looking for, or you're interested in role models. When Maryanne sort of talks us through the orientation, you're going to be looking for general, interesting articles about, let's say, the impact of role models overall. We're not going to be looking for role models in the other Wes Moore. So we're now taking a step back from the book and looking at general research related to these factors in a more broad sense. And then we'll talk about, after you have the articles, how do you start to weave them into your essay? So that's something that's going to come later, is me helping you put them in your essay. But first we're going to look at how can you actually find the research. So you're going to keep those on the side as you work on your outline. So that'll be for your homework. And then at the end, there will be an activity where you can earn extra credit for English 1A. So that's where we're going to wind up for class today. So I'm going to stop sharing and let me introduce Maryanne officially. So we know her. She's been here and she's going to be coming back again next Monday to help us. So she is a crucial part of the success of our class. So thank you again for coming, Maryanne, and we're going to get started on the orientation.
Thank you, Nicole. Hi, everybody. I'm so glad to be back with you today. And I'm just going to do a little bit of a review. If you can remember that far back, I had introduced you to Academic Search Complete, the database that we're going to be using to find your articles today. And the last time I was here, we went and searched for 3 different articles. If you remember, we had exact titles and exact authors. And today we're taking it a step farther. You're going to be doing the research using some keywords, some of the factors that Nicole just went over from the book. And so what I would like to do is show you a form that Nicole has in the Canvas module, kind of to help you brainstorm some ideas and some words to search, because when we go into the database, we're going to be searching words that the authors might have used to write the articles. And sometimes you'll have one word in your mind, but they might have used a synonym of that word. So for example, role models, that's a word that we're using as one of the factors, but maybe an author used the term mentors, for example. That's a synonym for role models. And so I think that the other thing was Nicole had mentioned family. Well, what if the person was talking about mothers specifically? So that's the kind of thing you have to think about when you're gathering information in the database, to think of the synonyms. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a couple of screens now, and hopefully I get this straight. I get this right. Hang on one second. Okay, there we go. I think I've got them. Okay, can everyone see my Word document? This is from, I hope so. Can I get a yes or no?
Yes, but I actually forgot to have them pull that up.
Oh, okay.
We
Well,
were
that's
so
all right.
busy talking about the book. Should I have them open that up first on their end?
Sure. I
Okay.
think it was in Canvas, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Do you
Okay.
want me to show them where to open that up?
Okay. Yeah, that would
Okay.
be great. Let me. Oh, and so that means let me stop here. There you go.
Okay. Okay,
Oh,
so
I could have shown him. I'm sorry.
so that's okay. It's my job. We were finishing. We were into the book today. So okay, so you have to. I want you to follow along with the handout that Maryanne is going over because this is going to help you search for, um, help you follow along with the orientation and do the search terms. So here we are in Unit 3 in modules. We are now in week 14. And if you go about the halfway down, it says week 14, handout for library orientation. I think I actually fixed that partner thing, so I like renamed it, Maryanne.
Oh, okay.
So it is a Word doc. I tried to create it as a Google Doc, and because you have so
Oh,
many intricate formatting, there was just no
yeah.
way. So for everybody in the class, it's a Word doc. You're just going to have to open it as a Word doc. And the good news is, you don't have to copy it as a Google Doc. This is your copy of this handout. And Maryanne's going to walk you through how to fill this out. And this is going to help you learn how to do research and start to find articles that are helpful for you.
And you know what, everybody, if you don't have Word and you can't open it up right now, no worries. What I can do is save it as a PDF and then send it back to Nicole, and she can, and hopefully everybody has the way and access to PDFs, and they could open it that way. So if you can't get it open right now, that's okay, because you could just take out a piece of paper and kind of follow along that way. So let me go back and show you what I mean here. Let me see, this and this. Okay. So here, oops, here it is. So I'm scrolling down to this little box here, number 2. So I talk about the 2 Wes Moores. This is straight from your essay number 3 prompt. And so, and I looked at your Padlets as well, your Padlets, and I also have some key other things to search. So this is just an example. In search column number 1, I am writing down synonyms for grit. So an author of an article could have used the word grit. Maybe they used the word growth mindset as a phrase, or maybe they used the word resilience. Now I can't remember why I put resilience in italics. I have no idea why I did that a long time ago, but at any rate, it's a synonym, okay? And then on the other side, I'm saying success, achievement, accomplishment, all kinds of synonyms to the word success. Success being the key word here, maybe grit being the key word, okay? And so what we do in the database is we and these together to look for articles that have both terms in it. So we might want to try grit first with success, see what happens. Then we might want to try growth mindset with success. It doesn't have to be exactly growth mindset to achievement and resilience to accomplishment. You can mix and match these. And this is what research is all about. My goodness, you should see. The other day I had to do an assignment. I had to do an orientation for a biology class, and I am not a biologist. So I'm mixing and matching words. I mean, as a librarian, I kind of know how to do this, but I don't have knowledge in every subject in the world. I haven't read this book, but you guys have. So you can look and, brainstorm for yourself and think about what are the terms that we used in class and the things I want to find, right? So like down here, I'm going to go ahead and start brainstorming one idea that I had. And that was regarding role models. So for example, I'm going to type in role models here. And then I'm going to type in mentors, because they too can be role models, right? Just as an example. And then over here, I might want to do success. And let's just leave it at that. Okay. And now I'm going to do a couple of these searches. Okay, now you might even have a third column here. I don't have one here, but you can do role models and success, see what happens, and then maybe you want to add in another word, right? So we're gonna work on that right now. Oh, here's an example of one. So for example, This is where we're going to go in a moment. I did growth mindset, and they anded that to success, just like I did up here, right? Growth mindset and success. And it comes back with a bunch of articles. And then I look at the articles. What is the date of the article? Is it a scholarly or periodical? Read the abstract and summary. And this is the, if you remember, this is what an article looks like at first, looking at the abstract, etc. So this is where we're going to go right now. And I'm going to jump in there right now. So here we are in Canvas. And right now is where I'm going to tell you to turn on your note-taking skills, because we're going to be playing Kahoot at the end of class for extra credit. And if you don't know how to play Kahoot, it's okay. Hopefully I'll be able to give you a short review of that before we play. It's like a little quiz game. It's like a little Jeopardy kind of game. All right, so beginning idea here. The easiest way to get to Academic Search Complete is from Canvas, from the library link over here on the left, okay? So if you remember from last time, I clicked on library and it opens our database page, all of our different databases here. And I'm going to go to Academic Search Complete, the very first database, to do my research, to find my 4 articles, 4 or more articles. And this will look familiar to you. You'll get the, here we go. We get the 3 boxes. And so I'm going to start off by typing in role models. Now, while I'm doing this, I'm going to tell you why I'm using double quotes. Now you'll see that it's trying to help me here. It's saying, why don't you pick one of these right here? And I recommend not picking one of the recommendations because they're not 100% correct in the way they're searched. You could write down, for example, mentors and maybe the word influence or heroes or whatnot. But I would just go with role models here with the double quotes around them. The double quotes are important to tell the system to search that as a phrase. Please search role models as a phrase, okay? So now I'm going to do on the second line, I'm going to say, search the term role models and then add that to the word success. And it. So the term role models and success must be in there. But you see that little asterisk there? That asterisk is telling the system to search for variations of the word success. So it will get success, successful, successes, plural, all variations of that word. And we'll try a couple of other things a little bit later on, and to reinforce that asterisk and how important it is. And so I'm going to click the word search. And you're going to get back a lot of information at first. Look at this. I have 33,000 records, okay? I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so you can see my entire screen. I hope you can still, oops, what am I doing here? It's not getting smaller, is it? Is it getting smaller? Okay, let me see.
Yeah, it's getting smaller.
It's a little bit too small now. I think I've got something going on weird here. Okay, here we go. See this relevance button over here? That means they're ranked by relevancy, which means the good stuff, the algorithm behind the scenes has brought the good stuff to the top. And so I'm looking at where I see role models in the title or is going to be in the abstract, which is the summary. And sometimes what I like to do is roll through these, look at the titles, but not necessarily just at the titles, because sometimes the titles can be a little bit too long and they're trying to cover as much as possible. And sometimes you think to yourself, that's not what I want. But if you look at the subject categories, sometimes this can also give you an idea of what might be behind the scenes, what that article is all about. Now, before I go any further, I know I have 33,000. I want to come over to the limit area over on the left, everybody, and click on full text, because right now you're looking at everything and some of these things are not in full text. And when you find your articles, when you want to go ahead and get the full text, that didn't get rid of too many. And then maybe also I want to limit by year. I don't want to go back to 1960 really. Maybe, I don't know, 2006. Let's just pick that. Sometimes you want to go back maybe only 5 years, depending on the topic, but this might be something where you want to go back a little bit farther. So now I'm down to 21,000. You see how that limited it? I put full text on, I put years on, and now I've got this. And so some of these have PDFs, some of them just have HTML. They're all full text though. And what I recommend students do is look at least to the first 20 to 30 articles, maybe just the titles, and see what comes up, and if something comes up that looks maybe interesting. So the significance in using role models to influence primary school children's moral development. Okay, that's real young kids, but is talking about role models. And remember, Ms. Cutler talked about, you're not looking specifically for things about the book, but information from articles that you can pull from these articles and make your own analysis, right? And pull that toward the book and analyze it that way. Okay, so I'm looking at some things. Some of these look pretty good, but I'm going to show you one more thing. Another way to limit is to add another term. So you've got your full text you're limiting to, you've got your year, and let me add another term. And another term I added for this, just to see what would happen. African-American males, okay? In double quotes to make sure it searches that. And this is, just me doing this on the top of my head because I know that it is about 2 African-American men. And now I have 315. So that's a really big jump from 20 something thousand to 315. Might be almost too small, but at least I'm trying it. I can back out. I can always take this out and look back at the other ones, but I'm going to look at these. And a lot of them are about college kids, but I did see some in here that looked interesting. Coaches and social capital for inner city adolescent African-American males. So you're looking at coaches as mentors, right? So there's a whole bunch of different things that might be here that might help you. Of course, when I did it earlier, okay, look at this. Successful Black men from absent father homes and the resilient single mothers.
Wow.
A something, I'm afraid to pronounce that word, study. So let's take a look. And this is the great thing. Look at the subject categories. So educational attainment, social support, right? Mentoring, mothers, resilience. So let's take a look at this one. When you open it up, you've got all of these subject terms, which you could write down a little bit later and search by those terms again a little bit later. The thing is, if you clicked on any of these, everyone, it would do a whole new search and it would get rid of your search up here. I kind of recommend, instead of just clicking on these, is to write some of them down to maybe search later. Okay, so we've got role models, at least that's a good one. And I think African-American males was a good one too. So let's go down to the abstract. And it's talking about, this is also in Spanish. So this is from the Journal of Multicultural Counseling and Development. So I wonder if this is in English. Okay, it says keywords English and Spanish. Okay, that's good. So now what do we do with it? Right? You've got the full text over here, just to remind you, over here on the left, PDF full text. We'll pull that up and then you can save it to your computers at home, or you can save it to Google Drive. So here is one of your articles. Okay. Now I'm going to pull this over here a little bit. You'll notice there's the Google Drive button. You can save it to Google Drive that way. But when you save it to Google Drive, everyone, it does not save the MLA citation. You need the MLA citation in order to write your works cited list, the last page of your paper. Okay, that's very important that you have that final page. And so if you save it to Google Drive, it does not come along with it. A way to get your citation, there's two ways to get the citation. The first way is to simply go to this little yellow box here, this little yellow notepad. If you click on that, you can scroll down to where it says MLA right here and copy and paste this into your works cited list. Now, when you do that, when you take something that a computer has created for you, you need to double check to make sure that MLA is correct. They're not always correct. And so we have forms. Ms. Cutler probably has some forms for you. I have a form I'll share with you later to help you make sure that this is correct, okay? But here's what I recommend. I recommend emailing yourself the article with the citation attached, because it's one step. You don't have to save it to Google Drive and then go get the citation. You get everything when you click on this little envelope. If you do the envelope, you write your name and everything here, and over here, this is really important. You say send the email with the MLA citation inside it. I'm going to show you what that looks like once you send it. Okay, you're going to go into my email account. Don't look at everything. There's so much there. When you get your email, it's going to be coming from support@ebsco.com. Here it is, this very first one. I've opened it up. Notice how the PDF is attached. I had already downloaded it. So you can download the PDF from there. And there is the citation. And you can just grab that, come over to your MLA Works Cited that you're working on, and paste it in. Okay, so there it is. Making sure you keep it in alphabetical order. Works cited lists are in alphabetical order by the author's last name, not by the title, not by the journal name, only by the author's last name. So that is in alphabetical order, and I lucked out. I didn't have to worry about anything. There's Parker at the end. Okay, so that's just a little small commercial about works cited. Now let's go back to our research. Where was I? Here we go. Okay, so I went and emailed it to myself. I really like this article. Let's see what else I can find. Supporting Black and Latino boys in school, a call to action. So there might be some other excellent things here. Now, I've only gone through the first page, which is 20 articles. Remember, they're in relevancy ranking, so I recommend going through at least 2 pages worth and then seeing, okay, let's see what else is here, and then maybe doing another search. Maybe I come up here now, right? And maybe now I change this to mentors. Remember how we had done that over here? As I was doing my brainstorming, role models. Now I'm going to try mentors. Okay, I don't know if it'll be better, but we can try. And some of them are the same ones. Examining the mentoring approaches of African-American mentors. Can young Black men be saved? There's mentoring. So they're using mentoring, they're using mentors, they're using role models. So, so there's a bunch of different things here that you can do, okay? And this is the key to research is, like I had said from the very beginning, we just don't know what the authors used. And sometimes we have to try different things, different connections, different combinations of words, like we did here, in order to find something. Are there any questions right now so far? Nicole, do you want to add anything if I'm going too fast, or should I do something else?
Oh, no, I think this is a good start. I think we usually take a break here,
Okay.
actually. So this might be a good place to take a quick break. And then were we thinking of giving people time to search, or did you want to do the Kahoot and then let people search?
I think maybe we could do the Kahoot a little bit later. I think there are a couple of other questions on it that I haven't talked about yet.
Okay. So, but are you okay with pausing here
Oh,
for a few?
yes.
Okay. Okay. So I think this is a good place to sort of take a breath, take a quick break. So why don't we come back at, hold on, what time is it? Why don't we just do a 5-minute break? So come back at 1:50, and then we will give you some time to search and do some wrap up of the next steps and everything. So see you guys back here at 1:50. So I'm going to pause recording. Then, okay, so we are back. I'm going to, I took over the screen, but I'm going to let Maryanne show us one more search strategy.
Yes, just one more because I want to make sure you understand everything here. Let's see. Hopefully I got them all. Okay. Okay, so here we are back to the works cited page. This is what it would be, the last page of your paper, where you would have your last name up here in the upper right hand corner and the page number of the actual works cited page. Okay, so let me go back to doing this search. So I can clear this search and start all over right here. I want to show you that you have a search history button. So let's say, for example, you tried 3 or 4 different kinds of searches to try to find the information that you're looking for. And you say to yourself, that first search I did was the best search, but I can't remember what I had done. If you click search history, that opens up all of the searches that you had done in that session, okay, while you're logged in. So I have down here, this is my original, look how many I had, 33,000. And then I got it down to 33,106. I got it down to 21,000. This is with all the date, publications, information. Then I added something, another search term, it got me down further. And then I don't know what I did here, but at any rate, you can go backwards in time and look, oh, I want to look at the view results of my very first search. So I'm going to, I don't know what I had done here. Oh, mentors, that's right. Okay, so I'm going to go back to, let me go back to mentors. And so it goes to that direct search again. And here's the deal. Once you log off, all of this goes away. All of it goes away. So you want to make sure you've done all your searching. You want to make sure you're in a quiet situation. You're not going to be bothered by the kids or the dog when you're doing your research, because also if you leave your computer for more than 5 or 6 minutes, it's going to log you out. So that's why you want to make sure you have plenty of time to sit down and do your searching, okay, before it all goes away. So now I'm back here, and now I'm going to clear my search here, and now I'm going to start again. And I wanted to show you something. The one thing, it's taking me a long time to figure out how to search for the environment. What are the effects of the environment? I used to try things like neighborhood, local community, environment, neighbors. And then it came up with this. And I think it's worked okay. Neighborhood environment as that term. Now, you all might think of something completely different that I didn't think of. There could be other synonyms that I'm just not thinking of, but this is what I thought of when you're talking about the environment. And then success. And then down here, I'm going to put, like, for example, child. What does, and the question I'm trying to answer with this research is, how does a neighborhood environment affect a child's success? Right? That's what I'm getting to. That's the question. So I've taken 3 concepts, whereas here I only had 2 concepts. I've added a 3rd concept. And this, if you remember the asterisk, looks for all variations of the word. child, child apostrophe S, children, childhood. And that's why it's so valuable as a search strategy, right? And the neighborhood environment. Now, when you search child asterisk, it's only going to get variations of child. It won't get synonyms. So it won't get adolescents. It won't get kids. It won't get youth. You would have to try all of those other terms on their own. It's only going to get variations of child. Okay. So I might want to try child at first, and then maybe I want to try adolescents, and then maybe I want to try teens, right? So let's just see what happens. Now I can't remember how much I got last time. I think I tried teen the first time I did this. The influences of neighborhood disorder on early childhood externalizing problems, the roles of parental stress, and child physical maltreatment. Well, that's a little bit, I don't know, that's a little bit far off, a little bit. What's the hood got to do with it? Perception about how neighborhood mechanisms affect their children. That might be a pretty good one. So neighborhood environment is somewhere in there. And sometimes the system is smart enough to take the neighborhood environment and look for other similar words to the word environment. So look how many times neighborhood turns up in here. I'm not seeing neighborhood environment right here, but it could be buried within the article itself. Okay. So, I mean, some of these are pretty good. Now, what we're doing here is we're looking at most of the things we're seeing here are academic journals, and you'll see these icon here. Academic journals are very high level journals that are written by PhDs. If you come over to the side over here under source types, everyone, you'll see that you can choose the source type. Right now, I'm thinking to myself, maybe I want to see there's something besides academic journal articles. So I'm going to go to show more. And I'm going to say, you know what? I want to look at magazines. Well, there's not much, is there? Magazines and newspapers. Magazines meaning like People and Newsweek and that kind of thing. And so you'll get a different icon here called a periodical, which is a very fancy name for a magazine. So the thing is this, though, it's taken out the academic journal articles, and these might not be as relevant. These could have been all the way down at the bottom of the list of that first search we did before we even looked at magazines. So, I mean, you can certainly look at these, but I just wanted to show you that if you're getting a lot and you want to see what else is there and you're getting academic journals only, you can come down here and take those out. And I'm going to go look at all results again, and that'll bring the algorithm back and the relevancy up to the top. Okay, so now we're back at 478, and most of the academic journal articles are at the top. So that's what I wanted to show you there. Okay. Are there any questions? I know this is a lot, but I think once you take some time, you strategize what you want to find, you put in the keywords over here that you're looking for, start out simple. You might want to just start out with success and neighborhood environment. And then maybe you want to add in child or teen. We could do even teen here. This is what I had done earlier. Teen asterisk for teens or teenagers, and see what comes up that way. You might get some of the same things, or you might get some different things. So anyway, and you get things from different countries and different ethnic groups. And, you know, those could still be okay. I mean, I know I searched African-American males earlier, but I mean, these same kinds of situations could be in the Native American community, the Latino community. So don't narrow yourself too much to you know, just one community. So you can learn that this stuff happens everywhere, these kinds of things. Okay. Okay, one more question I have to talk about. This is totally unrelated. I'm going to go back to the library's homepage. So this is how we got to our academic search complete, right? The easiest way is to use the library link to get over here. Now, you do, however, sometimes want to go to the library's homepage, and that's going to westvalley.edu and then clicking library. There are a couple of ways to contact us, right, for help. There is me, and I'm going to type in my email address here in the chat if you need help. Here we go. There's that way. There's also the research help form. You see here 1, 2, 3, 4 under quick links. It's the 4th bullet point. You can click on that and fill that out. And you tell us what you've already done and what you've tried, and then we can get back to you with some other ideas. Okay? That's going to take 12 hours or so, depending on the time of day that you email us. Me, I'll probably get back to you in a couple of hours, unless you're contacting me at midnight. But the fastest way to get to somebody, a librarian, is to go to the chat. If you're going any of these times, we're even there Saturday noon to 4, you get everyone. So that's the fastest way. And remember, finals are coming up. You've got a study space over here for you to study. If you need to study for finals, these are our hours over on the left. Okay? And that's really all I had to show you. I hope that I showed you enough, and feel free to come by and chat with me anytime you'd like. We can go from there. Now, we want to play the Kahoot now, Nicole.
Okay, let's do that, and then we'll give some time to search.
Oh, you want to do the searches first?
No, let's do
okay.
Kahoot
Okay.
first. Yeah.
All
So
right.
just as a reminder, this is going to be worth whoever the winner is going to be worth 5 extra credit points for English 1A. So put your thinking caps on, and this is actually worth real points.
Now, does everybody know how to play Kahoot? Does everyone understand how to?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
How about what day is it today? Today, is it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Wait, what? All right. Now, Nicole, you're going to keep, but basically what it is you're going to get to pick your nickname. And I'm going to just, there's a certain number of seconds for each question. And I have gone over all of the questions. There's 6 questions, everybody. And what else did I need to tell you? There's one question you get double points. All right. Everybody ready?
How do you get into the Kahoot? It says I need a pin.
Okay, you're going to get one in a second. Hang on. It's going to come up any second. My computer's slow all of a sudden. Here you go. Here's your pin. 5281619.
Does anybody need help? Like they've never done Kahoot, they don't know how to get started.
So if you don't have a smartphone, you can always open up your browser on another tab and go to kahoot.it and play there. You don't need to have a smartphone.
It just gives you a nickname. There's no option to add your name, right?
Yeah, that's right. You're going to get a nickname.
So it'll be the honor system, right? Whoever wins has to tell us what their nickname was.
Okay.
We trust you. Do you get to choose that background of that woman with the flowers?
I don't know. You know what I did? I liked the music. And then all of a sudden her picture came up. I'm like, it's a nice picture, I guess, but I think it's too relaxing for Kahoot. You know what I mean? Because as soon as you go to Kahoot music, you're like, oh. I might have to change that. Okay, there's 3 of you, but we'll wait a little bit longer.
Sorry, Miss Nicole.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's crazy because I'm playing with my student, but I don't know how to get in.
As a student. Are you
That's
able to
kind of
go to
very
the
bad.
website?
Can you go to, you can actually open a new tab maybe, and a new tab on your browser and just go to kahoot.it.
Do you see the URL at the top? Kahoot.it.
Yeah, I want to try to do it. I have my own Kahoot now. Oh my, okay. I will try.
Don't worry, Margarita, that happens to me too. Oh, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I think there's 7 students, so
And there could be, if somebody doesn't want to play, that's okay too.
yeah. Did you get in, Margarita? Oh, no,
She's muted. She's trying. I can tell she's trying. Yay!
Yay!
Now we know who you are, Margarita. The soaring bell.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, everybody, you ready? Get your thinking caps on. Here we go. Oh. Wow, good. Okay, polite goats in the lead. Okay, 4 of you got that right. Yes, it's all of the above. So remember, you can do search term, full text, and year publication. Okay. Excellent. Yeah, you just never know. It's always, you have to always look at them to make sure that they're good. Oh, Dr. Crab took the lead. 2 more questions. No, 3 more, sorry. Okay, citations are by author's last name. Okay, so as long as you remember that, you're good to go. It doesn't matter whether it's the, a book or a journal article, it's always by author's last name.
Dr. Crab?
Good. Okay.
Uh,
Oh dear. One person got that right. Okay. So when you search a word and you put an asterisk at the end of the root, it's going to search variations of that word. It's not going to find synonyms of that word. Okay. So that, just want to make sure you understood that. Okay, the podium. Congratulations.
Yay.
Woo!
Yay. Dr.
Crab.
Crab.
Who was Dr. Crab?
Me,
Who's me?
Severin.
Oh, Severin. Yay, Dr. Crab. Congratulations. Okay, so you will get the extra credit points added to your SA2 grade. So congratulations and good job, everybody else. So let me pause the recording, or let me stop.